And welcome to the super fun, awesome, happy time pedal show. My name is Gabor, and today I'm going to look at some more Fender amps in AmpliTube. Now, I did a video not long ago, which you can watch up here, on sort of a quick run through of all the presets and stuff for the two Fender collections, Fender Collection 1 and Collection 2. And a few people commented and asked me to look at some specific amps within that collection. And one of those people was a friend of mine by the name of Damien Young. Hi, Damien. And he's an amazing front of house engineer. He also runs a recording studio just outside of Melbourne, I think in Hallam, called Pony Music. And he asked me to check out the 57 Deluxe, or he said one of the old Deluxes and old Champs. Now, there are two Deluxes and two Champs. So there's a 57 Deluxe and a 57 Champ in the Fender 1 collection. And there's a 57 Custom Deluxe and a 57 Custom Champ in the Fender 2 collection. So I'm going to just quickly check them both out. So this is the default setting. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to change that to this. So basically now we've got, this is the 57 Deluxe with the matching cabinet, which has 57 and a condenser 87 on it at the moment. So this is what kind of like the preset for this is. So let's check that out. So I'm going to start off with this guitar, which is a Sire S7FM. S-type guitar, HSS configuration. Let's go up a bit. Just going to start with that, but I might try out some other guitars with that later on as well, just to see what it sounds like. So the guitar goes, I've actually got these two effects pedals here, just to see what it sounds like running effects pedals into it as well. I've got the 68 by Lawrence Petrus Design, and I've got the Big Boost by Mostronics. Hey, Andrew. So it goes from the guitar through those straight into my Audient RD44 interface. I'm going into the high Z or DI input up the front. I did a video on all that kind of stuff here as well, where you look at impedance and all that kind of thing. There's a link for that below as well. Yeah, and from there it goes straight into Logic. And so with that turned off, let's start off on the neck pickup actually. This is kind of just a direct clean sound. Okay, now with this on, this is just to whatever the default setting that 57 Deluxe is. And as always, in my opinion, these things are a bit loud. It's a bit spiky, so maybe let's roll off some of the tone. That sounds great. So, I mean, it's a super straightforward amp. You've got, can you swap the inputs? No, they're just two input. Okay, no, I don't think you can. You just got volume and tone. It's a bit sort of spiky. Down a little bit again. You get a bit of crunch. So this is just to basically master volume and tone. So let's go back a bit. Let's go to... Okay, because I mean one of the things with AmpliTube is mucking around with this stuff makes a huge difference. So let's say it's a bit sort of top endy, so maybe let's take the 57, move it just ever slightly away from the center, if it wants to. And maybe instead of using an 87 to get a bit fuller sound, maybe let's try something like a ribbon 121. Sounds good to me. Also, a thing I always like is some room sound. Let's add some more room sound. It's maybe a bit much. Let's add what about a mid-size studio? quite like that. See, to me, room sound just makes such a massive difference. And then maybe also, let's go back to this. What do we... That sounds pretty good to me. Maybe let's also add, what about a Fender 63 reverb in the effects loop, just from, again, just to stick with the Fender thing. Maybe slightly shorter reverb. I think that sounds pretty cool. So, I mean, that's just a fairly straightforward, maybe a little less mix. That sounds pretty good to me. So let's try, just see what happens when you add external things to it. So let's add, just start off with this boost. So let's go to about 12 o'clock. So it's a super clean boost from Austronics. Okay, so without it, if we're playing A sus chord. So one of the things you always got to be aware of when you're doing these things is your input volume on your interface. So you got to make sure it doesn't clip. So no clipping going on there. So it adds grit to it. It's like a bass switch. It's pretty cool, actually. I mean, I think if I push it much more, it'll start clipping. Yeah, it's the, on my interface, the little red light just flicks on. So it's about, you know, it's quite a lot of boost. It's quite a massive, big boost. That sounds pretty cool. I mean, that's from this. Let's try an overdrive. So this is the this is like a, you can watch this video on a 68 here. It's like a plexi, 68 plexi. Let's go everything at 12 o'clock. Sounds pretty good to me. Let's add, just to see maybe kind of the difference, let's add a pedal in front of it. Maybe just go, no, let's just go, it's got a Diode Overdrive, which is the one that comes free with, I quite like that actually. I think it's actually a really good overdrive pedal on here. So that's the one that comes free with AmpliTube. That has a kind of boxy kind of vibe to it, you know, because I mean we are using what is it? Is it 1x12? Yeah, 1x12 57 Deluxe. Yeah. It has a kind of boxy 1x12 kind of vibe, but I mean, you can go absolutely crazy with this stuff, and you can say, okay, I want to swap. I mean, this is the American Alnico. You can change speakers. Ooh, that's not a good idea. But I mean, that's the one that's the one it's meant to come with. So American Alnico, I think that sounds good to me. But I mean, that's the thing with this. You can go into it like crazy. I mean, you can change speakers. If it's 12-inch speakers, and the smaller speakers you can't. But if it's 12, you can change the speakers, you can change the mics, you can change the mic placing. You can even go into the whole VR tech thing where you can actually change completely everything in how you mic things up, and if you have multiple speakers, how to interact with each other. Or anyway, it's quite involved. So that's a 57 Deluxe. Let's quickly compare it in the same settings. Hang on, let's turn this off. Diode Overdrive. Same settings. Let's compare it to the 57. Hang on, let's go to Collections, Fender. Let's compare it to the 57 Custom Deluxe. So everything is the same. We just changed, I guess it changed to its Custom Deluxe cabinet, but it's the same mics. And so that's got now, okay, so hang on, it's got a bridged input, and you've got, okay, so I guess it's a brighter and a darker input. So let's see, just with that, not doing anything, this is the difference. So it's way quieter. That sounds pretty good to me. So let's see the difference between single and mic input. So the mic input is the more bassy input, the other one is the more trebly input. And then you can bridge them, so you have both. And then by turning the mic volume down and instrument volume up, you get a trebly or bassy. Oh, actually, I like the other one, but I like this better. That's it. That sounds. I personally prefer that with the bridged thing like this. Maybe tone down a minute. I like that. So let's try that same thing with the Boost. I much prefer this one. So for me personally, Custom Deluxe, it feels more like it has that kind of saggy response, compression response. Let's crank the Boost a bit. That sounds great, I reckon. That sounds really good. It's maybe a bit honkier now, this. I like the distortion pedal. I mean, it could just be that particular one that it doesn't like this. Let's see how the diode distortion goes. It's a bit darker, maybe, the Sam. Maybe a bit more mid forward. Let's see what happens if we boost that drive pedal with this boost. Let's not get copyright issues there, but I think that sounds great. That boost sounds really good actually into this. That sounds great. Let's quickly try this with humbucker, like more Les Paul style guitar. So this is a 1978 Greco, possibly EG 500, and I've put Fishman Fluence classic pickups in it. Big thank you to Ken Susie and awesome people at Fishman, and there's a link to a video where I talk more about it there. So this is their PAF style pickups. So same sound, I haven't changed anything. Let's just see what it sounds like on a bridge pickup. It's a bit, I mean, it's a different guitar, it's a bit darker. Maybe this is where you kind of move that ever slightly more into the center. That makes a difference. I like this. I think it's more dynamic than the other one. Maybe the Fender 2 collection is newer and has better algorithms and stuff like that, but it feels more dynamic when you play. Sounds really good. Again, I mean, you can muck around with different speakers. You can put EQs and all that sort of stuff after it as well. There's a whole section here. In here, where is it? Type. There's a whole EQ section, so you can muck around with EQ. You can change sounds quite drastically. But I think it sounds really good. Okay, so this is now with the Diode Overdrive. I like it. I think it sounds good. Let's quickly, just one more time. I reckon this will sound good with this. So this is my Fano Omnis MG6. There's a unboxing video for that here, which is one of my favorite sounding guitars. I love those pickups in this, and I love the way this guitar sounds. So again, everything the same. It just this guitar sounds so good. So these are quite high output pickups. I think they're the highest, or possibly the highest output pickups I've got. And it really drives the amp. Now let's boost that on top of that. Just sounds really good. Let's see with the distortion back. prefer that. The boost sounds really good on it. I think if you want more gain, this thing, let's see. That sounds great. So that was the overdrive and the boost. I think that's really good. I like that a lot. Now let's try the same thing. Again, let's not change anything. Let's just quickly go back to the 57 Deluxe one more time. Are we back at the 57 Deluxe? Yes. No, hang on. 57 Deluxe. 57 Deluxe. Okay, here we go. Back at the... And that needs to be a bit quieter from memory. Yeah, I much prefer the other one. I mean, it sounds good. But yeah, that other one, that sounds really good. So that's custom 57 Custom Deluxe. That's one. I think that sounds good. Now let's try, just quickly, 57 Champ. Now that's a whole different ballgame. That's a single knob thing, and we're now looking at a 1x8 cabinet. It's a bit loud again. It sounds very 1x8. Let's move that maybe a bit more in the center. Just a bit more brightness. With the boost. With a drive. I mean, again, maybe that's not the right kind of, maybe not a ribbon, you know, maybe with this, go maybe more a condenser, like a 414. I mean, I don't like this anywhere near as much, but I guess going to the smaller, maybe you should have done that one further. Fizzier too. Let's just try very quickly. Let's go to the 57 Custom Champ. Now they have two inputs. Again, it seems to be quieter, so the Fender 2 collection seems to be quieter. Does it have its own? It has its own, yeah, so they both have their own speaker. Yeah, it's a 1x8, so the other one was a... Well, does the other one have its own? 57 Champ, yeah, there's a 57 Champ. So is it a 1x... Doesn't say. I think they're 1x8s. They're both 1x8s. Hang on, it'll be under type. 1x12. 1x8, yeah, 57 Champ and 57 Champ, Custom Champ. And then we've got the second input. Let's see if we can clean it up a bit. It's very dark, isn't it? So, is that right up against it too? Maybe let's try a less dark guitar. Let's go back to the Sire, the S-type. Just so, you know, a bit more honky kind of, thinner kind of pickups. Boost that again. It drives less, it's just a volume. Okay, let's see, hang on, maybe it's because the volume isn't up very high. Okay, let's go back to input 1, what does that do? Okay, so input 1 is more driven. That a bit more. Let's try it with that drive. Yeah, not a fan of that. Hang on, tone down. Yeah, not liking that. What about if we just bring in a type? What if we just bring in boost? Booster. What about this one? Ooh, slash booster. So how does that compare to this booster? Well, that has like a more like a bassy switch. I think that's more similar without the bassy switch. Yeah, I don't know if I like that much. Let's go back to the, hang on, collection. Let's go back to the other Champ, 57 Champ. I probably almost prefer that one. Just, it feels like a small amp. It feels and sounds like a, but I mean, if that's the sound you're after. What if we put a Tube Screamer style pedal there? Oh, but turn things down a bit. Yeah, I don't know. Gotta say, I'm not a big fan of this. Maybe, I mean, let's try some different mics. It's maybe a bit better. Let's go to the other one. Let's move this one around. There's a lot more body with this. I prefer that. So that's a Velo 8 mic, and the other one is a Bottle 536. Maybe off to the side a bit more. It was better more in the middle. Okay, now let's one last time quickly go to the 57 collection. Go to the 57 Custom Champ. Yeah, it's a bit more like that. So I gotta say with that, personally, I'm not a big fan of either of them, to tell you the truth, but I probably prefer but I gotta say, I actually really like that 57 Custom Deluxe. That was a there's a lot of bottom end there because that's a different mic now. But let's try that. Ooh, that's got a lot of bottom end, that Velo 8. Let's go back to the Ribbon 121. Actually, let's try it, turn that into the 57. No, I think I liked what I had before the best, the 121, and that one was the 57, and that one was pretty much right, just off the center, and that one was just there somewhere too. That sounds great, I reckon. With the bridged, with a little bit more instrument and mic. If you want a bit more bass, turn that up just ever so slightly. And then with the boost. I think that sounds really good. Let's try that actually with the Tube Screamer quickly. And the boost. And I mean, you can do tons more stuff to it, but to me that sounds really cool. So out of those four, the 57 Deluxe, 57 Custom Deluxe, and 57 Champ and 57 Custom Champ, I'd go to 57 Custom Deluxe. I think that sounds really, really cool. And then, I mean, like I said, the thing is you can go really crazy. You can change speakers. You've got millions of speakers here. You know, you can change whatever works for what sound you're going for. I quite like the American old Nico. I think that's the one it was. Was it? Damn it. I usually like greenback. I mean, that's the thing, you can so go crazy with this custom Fender. Sounds really good. Let's just leave it as that. And you know, and then you can go into different microphones and different room sounds and all that sort of stuff. And I think it's like limitless just about what you can do with it, and you can dial in any kind of sound. So, like I said, personally, I like that one. And I personally liked it best with the Fano. I think with the P90s, this is a great sounding guitar. It's a bit darker now. It could be the speaker, so because I think it was before. I think it was the American Alnico. It's a bit fizzy though. I like that actually. Let's go custom Fender, and then maybe move that again a bit more to the center. Sounds good with that. Sounds good with that. It's good with all three, and sounds good with external boost. Almost the right note. Something like that. Was it on? No. None of them are on. That was just a clean. All right. I think it sounds good. If you wanted to be cleaner, actually, very quickly, a lot of times what you can do is just turn that input gain down a bit down the bottom here. Like I said, these are very hot output pickup. Definitely cleans it up a bit, so if you bring that back to 0, it's very dynamic, but it's all right. I hope that was all right. I hope, Damien, I hope that helped in any way. So that was a quick look at, or quick, not that quick, but that was a look at the 57 Custom Deluxe, 57 Deluxe, 57 Champ, and 57 Custom Champ in AmpliTube. I'll be looking at a few other amps, doing this sort of stuff over the next couple of weeks, months. Let me know if there's any amps you want me to have a look at. Doesn't have to be Fender thing. I should have mentioned this at the start, really, but the awesome people at IK Multimedia basically giving me free range over all their software stuff. So all their plugins, even synths plugins and all that sort of stuff, I can use whatever I want, and they don't pay me to do these videos. They just get me the software. So let me know if there's any other amps you want me to have a look at, and I'll gladly do it. And yeah, thank you to Damien. Hi, Damien and Rachel, and big thank you to Android Mostronics for this. And big thank you to the awesome people at Fano for sending me a guitar. That's really, this is a great guitar. And also Sire and the awesome people at Fishman and the awesome people at Audience. I'm talking into a Lewitt LCD 440 pure microphone. So big thank you to all those people who are sort of helping out the show. And yeah, on that note, see you next time. Bye.